North Dakota, tribal communities say they're fighting for justice. One of the issues closest to Native Americans is tribal sovereignty. KX News' Nye Remy talked with tribal advocate Chase Iron Eyes about the issue.
For thousands of years, the country where we live, that is now the United States, was home to hundreds of nations of indigenous people. Federally recognized tribes say their relationship with the government is complicated and they are angry and tired. In their words, they want the federal government to stay out of their way. According to Native American Life Today, Native Americans have faced genocide, dislocation, and various forms of physical, mental, and social abuse. Now let's take a deep dive into Native American history.
Stop economically and politically terrorizing us.
Meet Chase Iron Eyes, an attorney with the Lakota People's Law Project and the first Native American male to run for government office in North Dakota. He says to fully understand the tribal perspective, we have to go back to the 16th century. Native American communities were moved, renamed, and in some cases, destroyed. The United States obtained Native American land through government acts and treaties.
According to the English language version of these treaties, this land, what is now called Indian land or reservations, was supposed to be reserved for us, the Native people, for our undisturbed use and occupation.
All of these treaties have since been violated or broken by the U.S. government, and to this day, Native Americans are still fighting for their treaty rights with the federal government.
To keep us in a state of forced dependency and to act like we're some sort of welfare recipients.
The seventh president of the United States, President Andrew Jackson, authorized the removal of Native tribes when he signed the Indian Removal Act. The act gave power to the U.S. government to strip the Native Americans of their land rights. And although the act did not legally order Native Americans to involuntarily leave their land, it did allow the Jackson administration to persuade tribal leaders to sign removal treaties.
And the United States signed over 370 treaties.
In 1786, the United States established its first Native American reservation and approached each tribe as an independent nation. But Chase tells me they are not at all independent and, in fact, can't do anything without the federal government's authority.
We have this authority, but it's being denied to us right now. So maybe there's some experimental things that can be done with people who will listen.
Regardless, a tribe or individual cannot develop their natural resources without the federal government's consent.
When we wanted to grow hemp on our reservation within our homelands, on Indian land, the DEA and the FBI and all the other alphabet agencies came here and with helicopters and riot gear and semi-automatic weapons coming in helicopters, completely combat ready, to tell us that we couldn't grow hemp. So the federal government's job is to stay out of our way.
North Dakota Attorney General Drew Wrigley says, although the Native Americans feel invisible, they're not invisible to them. He says, quote, North Dakota is working hard to make sure to recognize what we know to be true. We're all brothers and sisters. We share the same geography out here. We have shared interests. And in the next generation, getting quality education, our communities being safe, and economic opportunity. Economic opportunity should never have to stop at our official boundaries. We work hard to right those objectives, and at the same time, we understand some of the concerns that have come over time, and they're real, so we want to try and address them. Reporting from the Standing Rock Sioux Nation, Nye Remy.
We also reached out to the Bureau of Indian Affairs for this story, but haven't yet received a response.